Rivers State High Court in Port Harcourt has dismissed a case filed by a faction of the All Progressive Congress loyal to Rotimi Amaechi against the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission over candidate nominations for the August 30, 2025 local government elections. The suit, led by Fubara Dagogo and others from the Emeka Beke-led faction, challenged RSIEC's recognition of candidates presented by the rival Tony Okocha-led group. Delivering judgment, Justice Stephen Jumbo ruled that the matter qualified as a pre-election issue under Section 285, subsection 14 of the 1999 Constitution, and was statute bar for not meeting the 7-day filing and 14-day conclusion deadlines stipulated in electoral regulations. He therefore held that the court lacked jurisdiction to entertain the case. No costs were awarded to either party, as each was ordered to bear its expenses. While RSIEC's counsel declined comments, the claimant's lawyer, James Allen Umeni, described the decision as well considered, adding that the faction would study the judgment and determine its next legal steps. What do you make of this story, Honorable Ubunawuke?
Well, I think this time, in not leaning on any of the sides, I think the judge did well when he said there will be no cost awarded.
Okay.
Every party bear your cost. And then the argument upon which he ruled, time-bound, in a sense, since the matter was not filed, and then that it was a pre-election matter. And if you are looking at it from a technical perspective, because again everything is tied to the provisions of the Electoral Act. So my assumption is that what you have in the Act may not just be what exists in when you are looking at a full-blown matter. Usually it's technical and time is of the essence. So I think the judge did what he should. And then I think the claimants should just rest their matter. There is nothing to consider.
Now, when he said pre-election, to a large extent, that implies the matter should have been filed before the election. Hopefully, judgment will come ahead of time. Now, that brings me to APC situation in, was it 2015? When they were all disqualified, APC candidates in Rivers State were all disqualified from running an election, and as a result, that was how PDP, concretized this stronghold in Rivers State.
It was technical.
Was it
they don't look the same, although as they say in law, no two matters look alike. But there could always be precedents to be drawn from. In the case of the APC, a group of persons went to court claiming that they were sidelined or something. And unfortunately for the APC, at the time, the
judgment came when the deadline by...
and then swept away everyone. It was technical, and you can also tell, given the mood at that time, the reactions of people, that it was a judicial murder,
Judicial murder? Yes, why do you call it a judicial murder?
Yes, of course. It was intended, in a way, to support a given political party.
Wouldn't you say that the political party actually... But why is it that when political parties, make these mistakes, they somehow also politicize the consequences and make it look like it was intended, like you have said?
The whole thing was orchestrated. You have a party position which had been taken. Of course, there were people at the time, people like Abe, who insisted on their own, in quote, their own rights. And of course, those matters were filed. And at that point in time, the APC kept on saying that there were specific judges, possibly on the payroll of the PDP at the time, which...
Isn't that one particular story, or will I say conspiracy theory, that political parties keep keep projecting. You recall last year, River State crisis, just this recent crisis in River State, last year and early this year. Some persons in River State were also claiming that certain judges in Abuja, they were very specific. They said certain judges in Abuja are also on the payroll, and they were saying, why is it that River State matters goes to
those particular judges, including judges who served in Rivers and transferred to Abuja?
Exactly.
Please take note of that.
Yeah, and again, in River State as well, the same persons also, you find out that their own litigations actually go to certain judges as well. Even in River State High Court, there are certain judges. The moment I see that there is litigation, already in my head, I know certain judges that I'm expecting it will be in their court.
Which means that you agree there are hitmen.
I do not agree to that, but I'm just wondering, you know, why is it that when these things happen, the political parties or the individuals, you know, involved would say, oh, it's the judiciary. The judiciary is a problem. There are certain judges, just like it's your submission that reminded me of River State crisis. It's the judges. Meanwhile, why they are pointing with one finger, the remaining is pointing at them, because you also find out that they also have certain preferred judges for their matter as well.
I think what we should do, beyond an academic exercise, I think that all we need to stress is that whatever the judiciary does, you should know that it carries a lot of weight, and that the people are looking forward to justice, having justice. And well, we are humans, and so we run an imperfect system, perhaps, which explains why the finger pointing exercise keeps reoccurring. But you see, you need to if you look at, for example, what is happening in the United States, where you have a Supreme Court, even where judges of the Supreme Court were appointed by Trump, you can see the position of the law. The law is the law. Okay? Even right now, they're studying Trump's tariffs and saying it's not his responsibility. It's the responsibility of Congress. You understand?
Yes.
So this is what the expectations that we have of our justice system. This is not to condemn what we have. It's to say they are trying, but they should do better. They should be seen. I remember reading, I don't know whether you read it, to Growing Up, The Incorruptible Judge. And it left us with a vision of a justice system that should not be corrupt, you know.
Yes.
And growing up, getting old, you are seeing that there is evidence that not all the time. And most Nigerians just think that justice in Nigeria is technical, that it can be purchased. And I don't think it's a good commentary, a fair commentary for the judiciary. They will look up to the judiciary to do the best they can.
Especially when it comes to political crisis.
Yes, because again, the judiciary should stop stepping into the ring. Election should be won in the field.
Do you think there should be a political court, a special court designed for political matters?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
In my view. Because it allows a lot of technicalities. You know, you can even be in court and they say your time is up. And the matter is over.
All right.
So that's it. You know, so you can see your lawyers on the side of the plaintiff and the defense, everybody rushing. Even the judges themselves rushing. So most details we should form part of the decision may be ignored in a hurry. You know? And I think Nigerians should encourage their political class. When you have done what you have done, and what you have done is not enough to deliver victory, concede victory. You see what has happened in the United States just recently. There was a time when, I think it was Clinton, who called his deputy, you know, when he wanted to challenge the election results, said, look, you compromise integrity of America's electoral system. Let go. Accordingly, I'm inviting Bush to swear him in. And that's what happened. You know, we should have a system where the judges, if you think that the election result has not been properly delivered, you are a judge, ask for another election in the field. Don't sit down there and deliver, look at this and look at that and deliver. What do you do? was the judge in the field? It doesn't make sense.
The judge rules according to the facts presented.
Those doctored facts.
Isn't that why?
Look, I know that I was a candidate at some point. I also went to a tribunal. So the point is, I'm thinking that in order not to make people think that the judiciary has a hand in the imperfection of our democratic systems, that if for any reason the judiciary finds a particular electoral result wanting, it should order the INEC, you know, to proceed with another election.
All right.
It makes sense. You will keep trying it until get the actual result.
Then,
you know? But it is worse.
Then you're looking at judiciary on one hand, and then INEC actually delivering on another hand. One would say if INEC is delivering on its mandate to a large extent, probably these litigations will just
sometimes
be one and in
stop
between.
Because you know there are manipulations in the field, and if you're looking at the what's going on now in terms of electoral review, you are seeing now that the National Assembly is trying to bring INEC into the spot because the onus of proof had rested more on the plaintiff. Now,
we need to rest more
they are looking now. It must rest on INEC because INEC must prove that it conducted free and fair elections.
All right.
So it's an improvement, but I'm just thinking, in order to create the confidence that ordinary Nigerian wants in the electoral process, if for any reason, given the fact that a lot of people think, may be wrong, that the judiciary is beginning to overreach itself. Okay, the best thing, in order to be a fair arbiter, if I were a judge, would be to, you know, ask you to go back to the pools, you know, and is an extra cost. But alternately, the Nigerian politicians should begin to understand that part of what you call rigging, what you need to do to win, all of them do it. If the other one adores you now, congratulate him and go back to the drawing board. That way we will have less friction.
Right, you just spoke like a politician that you are actually. All right.